This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin is at the boiling point. Are we going to see a rip through resistance and a boom towards 10,000, or rejection and a plunge into the crypto abyss? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. What is going on, my friends? Today I'd like to discuss Bitcoin and where we currently are at in the trend right now. Things are ready to heat up, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the absolutely most critical point in this trend right now, in my opinion. And as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right. So we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. These are only my own ideas, opinions, and observations on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. Being said, let's begin right here on the 4-hour time frame. Bitcoin is currently testing this resistance box at the $8,200 region. I'm loving what I'm seeing here from a bullish perspective. Bitcoin continues to create higher low after higher low after higher low. And actually, if you do even look in here very closely, the last move we've had here has been kind of parabolic on a small scale. Down here, we've had many gradual higher lows created, but as of right now, Bitcoin is just continuing to rip. And actually, if we use our local support and resistance here, we can see that our old resistance box here, right, which has been all of these prior highs, is now being turned into support for the short term here. This is all subject to change. This is only the 4-hour time frame, but I hope that you guys see here that all of these little prior resistance zones throughout this trend have now turned into a tentative support, and Bitcoin is coiling up right now right below a critical pattern formation resistance that you guys know, if you are subscribed here, is what I'm seeing as a tentative ascending triangle pattern formation. Now, this is not a perfect one, and this is something that I pointed out here. I've already seen other social media traders now making like they saw this, even though you all know Don Carbonaccio spotted this out with an eagle eye and brought it to you all first here. They can all post their charts, make like they know, ladies and gentlemen. But at the end of the day, it's Don Carbonaccio that brung it to you first. And right now, the reason that I believe this may be an ascending triangle pattern formation is the fact that this looks to me like nothing more than standard deviation out of the price action equilibrium, which for me, ladies and gentlemen, is all within this range, right? And this level here has just acted as resistance over and over again throughout this trend, creating for me a flat line of resistance along the top with an upward sloping trend line of support along the bottom, created by a series of higher low after higher low after higher low. And right now, it appears that this higher low trajectory is picking up steam here with a little intraday parabolic action headed towards that $8,200 resistance level that's tentatively looking to break out to the upside for our next moonshot, right? So just to put this in perspective, ladies and gentlemen, if we look at this here, right, I really like to keep this out of the equation. Let's just hypothetically say that that's standard deviation, right? And we don't see that action there. This looks like a clear bull flag, clear ascending triangle pattern formation to me. And right now, we are also experiencing low volume. So if we are to get a break through this level and volume winds up picking up upon this breakout, which in my opinion, it will, ladies and gentlemen, because in my opinion, many traders are going to be playing a breakout of this range. Guys, I'm going to be trading this aggressively, and I'm going to be keeping you all updated in VIP with my trades in real time. Right now, this market is absolutely juicy, and I see that if we do break this region, there is a large probability, in my opinion, for volume to pick up, for this pattern to play out as a macro bull flag, an ascending triangle pattern formation, which would be a bullish continuation pattern and a bullish parabolic trend that could have us moving up into regions that are absolutely insane. And I'd like to look at these now with some measured move extrapolations. But if you are just tuning in now, don't forget to moon up the likes. Moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. I'm fired up, ladies and gentlemen, fired up here. So let's take a measured move, all right? Let's use a flagpole from our prior breakout, right? And we'll call this breakout from the top of this break, right? You guys see we had a line of upward sloping resistance, and upon breaking out from here, we had our next swing high. So I'm going to use a flagpole from this breakout point all the way up to our first high there. Going to clone this over, and I'm going to move it over to the top here of the breakout point, right? Which would be right there for this tentative measured move. And if we zoom out, ladies and gentlemen, where is this putting us? Where does it appear that we could extrapolate to? For me, ladies and gentlemen, the extrapolated measure move is right up to about 10,700. And now this is very interesting for me here, as you guys see this teal box I have drawn with the rocket ship in it, as this is one of my ultimate targets before we could get absolutely slammed back down for one of the most devastating corrections of the whole trend. But we'll get to that in just a bit. For now, let's assume that this ascending triangle pattern formation breaks to the upside, and the measured move does in fact come to fruition. Ladies and gentlemen, the measured move for me here is looking like a potential almost 30% move to the upside. And if we do overshoot it into my teal box that I've had drawn there for quite some time, that teal box begins at nearly a 31% movement to the upside, all the way up to above 40% to the upside near the $12,000 region. This is getting interesting here. If we look in at our RSI now, right, you guys know, if you are subscribed here, I've been covering that Bitcoin on the one-day time frame here has been in a very large bearish divergence for quite some time. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning to create some bullish divergence here as well, right? Positive bullish momentum here, as now, if we look out on this trend, we are continuing now to create higher highs on a micro level, right? We've taken out this high here, created the new high, and on the one-day RSI, we are now creating higher highs here as well. Definitely a change in the scenery here from a bearish divergence, creating lower high after lower high with levels of negative momentum here, you know, such as these levels here on the RSI. So I am seeing a shift here as well. Very nice in my opinion. If we look at the NVT, which we all know has been somewhat of the holy grail for seeing these epic market dumps, we've tested this trend line here, which is really, ladies and gentlemen, all this trend line is it's essentially just right below the 150 level on the NVT. And the NVT here begins the red territory, meaning it's overextended per this indicator. It's just right under the overextended territory. But we've seen time and time again here, ladies and gentlemen, time and time again, that after we see a parabolic run up into the overextended territory here, that once we drop back down below this line, it's been absolutely tumultuous. So Bitcoin right now has been finding support along this line, and from a bullish perspective, I definitely want to see this continue here to stay in the overextended territory, as a drop below here would get me in a very, very worrisome predicament in terms of a bullish case moving forward. But right now, just to sum it up there, as I did kind of spin off into a bearish tangent, as long as this NVT indicator remains overextended and above the 150 level, I still see it as bullish, as we've seen here that these metrics can be very overextended for a very long time, right? I actually want to go over to the BLX here, as that's the most long-term data we have here, and we can see that if we go all the way back here, not necessarily a quick, there doesn't, excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied. It doesn't necessarily have to be a quick occurrence here. It can take a while to play out, months in certain circumstances, right? This one you could see here started in June, ended all the way almost towards August. We could see this one right here started in July, went all the way to November, and right now this one for us here started in March, and we still are overextended now all the way in June. So this indicator can take some time to play out, and right now, as long as it remains overextended and in the red, I think it's more bullish than not. Let's get this crypto. Let's move over to the weekly time frame here, ladies and gentlemen, as I believe we can also see some longer-term potential reasons why Bitcoin may be headed up towards that $10,000 or even potentially $12,000 level if we are to see some bullish confirmations take place. But if you are just tuning in now, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to moon the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Here we are again. Let's move over to the weekly here. We can see that on a weekly time frame here, this also appears to potentially be in bull flag formation, right? We are on the 1 day and the 4 hour, in my opinion, in a tentative ascending triangle, right? That could be ready to rip to the upside. But here as well on the weekly, it's kind of a more interesting formation to look at because we have a huge bearish formation here, in my opinion, right? Which is the doji followed by the bearish engulfing weekly candle. But here's the saving grace. We are finding support at the 0.236 Fibonacci retracement right now, right? And we are also here on the weekly RSI tentatively looking to bounce back up into overbought conditions. Now, you guys would know if you are subscribed here that this box for me has been a level of confluence that I've been waiting for Bitcoin to tentatively retrace into before looking to bounce back up into overbought conditions. But ladies and gentlemen, potentially here, this may just be the end of it, right? It's not out of the ordinary. We've seen it happen, not all the time, but there has been several occurrences along the way that Bitcoin doesn't have to, drop all the way down. But right now, if we are potentially in a bull flag or an ascending triangle here, it's very possible that this could be a bounce point back into overbought conditions. Now, it is very early here in the week still. There are still several days left in this week's candle, so I don't want to put too much credit on this right now, but it is just also interesting to look at as the measured move once again goes up to about the $11,700 area, in my opinion, per my hypothesis here and my opinion. Of course, once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and observations on the market. I'm not your financial advisor, and I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. So let's discuss now about how I'm looking at this and how I'm planning to play this here as this pattern looks like it can be coming to absolute fruition, right? So we've just really discussed now what I'm looking for in terms of targets to the upside, right? This is all saying that this breaks, right? Now, an ascending triangle, the confirmation is that you take out the flat line of resistance along the top with volume, right? So if we do in fact break through, really for me, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be about a break of 8,400. If we break 8,400 and volume also comes in here, right? You don't want to see it break 8,400 on low volume. I want to see it break 8,400 on large volume. If this does happen, that is a confirmation for me that I'm going to be looking to probably speculate to the upside here with the targets that I've outlined for you all up towards, potentially at a maximum, up near the $11,000 region. Doesn't mean it has to get there. Technical analysis is not magic. All of these confirmations could come in, right? Which gives me a perceived advantage over the market, a perceived high probability play, but that doesn't mean anything, right? I could take the play here after everything looks right and the market just goes right against you. Technical analysis does not predict the future. It just gives me a higher probability scenario, in my opinion, to put myself in to crush the market and get this crypto, right? So that is the confirmation I'm looking for to the upside. Now, let's talk about if we get rejected here, right? Let's say we can't break the $8,200 region. Right now, it is looking to me, my friends, like we are going to. That's just my opinion, purely because we've tested this so many times and we are snug rubbing up against this region right now. And per classical technical analysis theory, the more that you rub up against these levels, right, and hold the resistance here, the more likely you are to break it, as that is what the market is really looking to try and accomplish. So I am under the impression that this may likely break, but let's say it doesn't, right? Let's say we get a bullish, or excuse me, a bearish engulfing candle right now, right? Just a heinous drop, right? Something along the lines of maybe say like a 10% candle to the downside. If we start to take out these lows, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be a very bearish sign for me here, as we would lose the upward sloping support trajectory, right? As if this trajectory gets taken out of the equation, it's going to negate the pattern for me here, right? Again, guys, if you are subscribed here, you would know by now, because I've been preaching it. I went on an epic rant yesterday. Patterns don't mean anything until there's confirmations, right? I see people, oh, Kirby, but don't you see there's a head and shoulders, Kirby? Oh, Kirby. These patterns, James, these patterns, Joe, they don't mean anything until there's a confirmation. If you're seeing on social media someone posting a pattern and you don't even know how to play a pattern, right? You don't know how to trade pattern formations, and you're just looking, oh, there's a pattern, it's got to play out. You are going to get absolutely wrecked, my friend. You're going to get wrecked. Do not be playing patterns if you do not know how to play patterns, right? Because just simply seeing a pattern means nothing, right? I see a potential ascending triangle here, but if it breaks down, the ascending triangle theory goes right out the window, right? Then it is no longer a valid ascending triangle. Do you see what I'm saying? So only for me, if we break out above 8,400, do I see the potential for my pattern to come out to fruition. It still could go wrong, as I've stated, right? But that gives me and my hypothesis the highest probability for a continued move to the upside. And on the contrary here, if we break below these lows, really just this whole region for me, ladies and gentlemen, like a break below 7,400 here in this vicinity would be very, very bad for me here, especially if it's a bearish engulfing, just essentially one candle or two candles here that just rip us all below this region and drop us. It'll throw my bullish thesis out the window, and what I'd more so be looking for at that point is a correction down to our 0.382 Fibonacci retracement or our 0.5 Fibonacci retracement, which falls all along the levels here of anywhere from 6,000 up to about 6,800 flat. This also coincides here with a bunch of price action history here that really, in my opinion, would be a very strong support level tentatively before we could look to rip back up to the new highs that we all are looking for, if this is in fact going to be a sustained bull trend. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you see here, this is absolutely a coiled up trend that is ready to explode in one direction or the other. I hope you see that the confirmations that I'm looking for here are looking to guide me in a direction to take a high probability play. High reward, low risk. And right now, I see that this move looks like it's about to happen one way or the other very, very soon here. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be getting caught like a deer in the headlights here. If you fail to plan, then your plan is to fail. Don Carbonaccio does not fail to plan. Don Carbonaccio plans to succeed. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be keeping you all updated in VIP to the exact second with all of my trades, entries, exits, targets, etc. If you want to see exactly how I'm trading this, how I'm looking to crush this market, get this crypto, and seize upon potentially life-changing opportunity if and when it does in fact present itself, then you got to get in VIP, ladies and gentlemen. That is where I'm going to be keeping you updated around the clock, 24/7, 365, with every single trade, entry, update, plan, strategy that I formulate. The time is now, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the boiling point, and I'm ready to crush it and get this crypto. Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. Shout out to my VIPs and shout out to all of my new future VIPs joining VIP right now after this video. I'm ready to crush it. Are you? Let's get this crypto. Guys, if you could one last time, moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. I'm going to be trading this aggressively right now, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you do not miss this move if it does in fact occur here. I hope you do not get wrecked on this move. I hope the best for you all. I'm looking to crush it, as I see this may be one of the most immense trading opportunities we've seen here in quite some time. Let's get this crypto. Shout out to all my new future VIPs joining VIP right now after this video. I will see you in VIP right now. Let's get this crypto. And until next time, my friends, I will see you in VIP right now. And until next time, be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.